This is why you should strength train. And if you're watching this, this probably going to be preaching to the choir, but I'm going to break it down for everybody. Okay. Now, on the surface, you may think, well, I've been training, or you, Adrian, have been training for quite some time, and that's true. Okay. I like lifting with the barbell, but I had listened to a Mark Ripito speech from Starting Strength. If you don't know, Starting Strength is a barbell strength program for everybody. Okay. And he had a long podcast where he said strength is the most important thing in the physical world. Okay. And on top of that, you have to accept that the the nature of nature is that everything decays. This is evident with doesn't matter what plant or animal it is, but people as well. So if we are all aging, and along with that comes atrophy or muscle loss, then strength training can delay or reverse that. Okay, I don't. I think that's a very logical line of thinking. Um, just think, unfortunately, when people are unable to stand up or they have balance issues, or just maybe the balance issues come from a lack of strength, or unfortunately if there's a fall, there's some strength loss there. Okay, so a lot of the people I follow, like Starting Strength, ATG, Ben Patrick of or Knees Over Toes guy, and the guys at Original Strength, even though the last two they have a lot of body weight things, and you can also throw calisthenics in there. I like just saying strength training to move beyond the barbell, but it's all a matter of longevity. Okay, it's not just bodybuilding where it's a bunch of guys and they're bunch of guys that are teenagers or in their 20s that want to get as big as possible and perform at the Arnold at a bodybuilding competition. Okay, this was for everybody. So I think the first thing people need to do is change the mindset and accept that if you look in the long term of your life, you want your strength to be up there. Okay, I don't mean you have to deadlift 500 pounds. You just need to do something. Okay. So that's the first thing. Accept that it needs to be in your life, because if decay comes, no matter what, if you can delay that, you can have a better quality of life. Okay. And there's a lot of categories. So I just said longevity. Looking good is another one. And I think, I'm just going to say this, I think guys accept this, but there are people that are just like, well, I just want to lose fat. And that's a very noble task. Um, However, I will say, if all you did was focus on that, and unfortunately, what people do is heavily restrict calories and do a lot of steady state cardio, you get smaller. Okay, that could be, or not could be that, but that's usually muscle. That's fat and muscle. So there's never a situation where you want to lose muscle. People are excited by the scale, but you know, The Rock is what, like 260, 270. Is he obese? No. No, that's an extreme example, but the scale only tells you so much. And yes, weight plays a factor, but don't do as much as possible just to lose the weight. All right. You want fat loss. So, along those lines, when you build the muscle, your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, aka how much your body burns while you're just sitting around, goes up. And that way you get free calorie burning while you're just sitting around doing nothing. So a little bit of stress, like about an hour or whatever, a few days a week in the gym, lets you, as long as you're eating properly, lets you kind of burn all through the week, the rest of the day. So that's and then if you want to look good, it's like you need to have some sort of shape, guy or girl. Okay. Uh, we're not just here to get as tiny as possible, because that doesn't look good either. Everyone's like, well, I don't want to be skinny, and I don't want you to be skinny either. Okay. And then all my strength guys, and this is a strength lifting channel, you already know, right, that strength is good for you. I've seen in my own life and comments guys that are in their like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s still hitting the iron. And those guys are probably going to, you know, be in the gym until they pass away, right? So again, for those guys, I'm preaching to the choir. So what do you do? Unfortunately, I have no answer for you. I like to lift with the barbell. I like to squat, deadlift, Olympic lift. That may not be your jam. And I'm not going to go out and say, well, since you can lift the heaviest weight doing barbell training, that's what you should do. Because if what I can't answer this question. Who's stronger? A guy that can press, I don't know, 4 or 5, Chase Lindley. All right, well, he is strong. But then what about people that can do freestanding handstand push-ups, right? Now there is a limit on how strong you can get or how big you can get with body weight, but it's still something, right? Like I'm not going to tell someone that's 75 that can do 500 push-ups that you're not as strong. Like what do you can't really quantify that. Okay. I just want people to go out, barbell or body weight, and do something. And even if you get to a point and maintain it for the rest of your life, that's all you need to do. Okay. So I did not come to you with an answer, but the answer is up to you because you have to find what works for you. There's so much stuff on the internet. You have no excuses. So thanks for watching. I promise I lifted yesterday and I just wanted to put out another one of these videos. If you've got questions, let me know below or ideas for topics, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. One more thing. I started a newsletter, and the first topic is actually the topic of this video. I like to write there a lot, and that's what actually has been fueling these talking head videos. So go ahead, check it out. Put the link in the description. Subscribe, and bye.